Welcome aboard the Starship Dragon. I am Commander Krim, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. I once again apologize if my mic audio is kind of weird. I have my microphone in a different position right now. I need to find a way to get it better in a better spot, but hopefully it's still, still good and still, it's still good. Comet has tastes. My pussy likes to get beaten. Heard me. Also, I need to test something real quick. How do I know that worked? Where is my dashboard? Give me just a second here. I want to check something. It does work. Okay. There gives me no notification though, so I need to probably do something about that. But I have a clip button on my stream deck again. So I was trying to make sure that it worked. I need to find some way to actually let me have it tell me that it worked, so I don't, freak out. Like, did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Okay. Anyway. What side quest do we have to do here in town? We still need to go over to the shells and speak to Harpocrates again. Which class do we got to restart the phone and probably my internet. I don't know what's wrong. As long as it's on your end, not mine, because that wouldn't be anything new here. All right, Hippocrates.
Lordsman Harpocrates.
Lordsman Herpes.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Cid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment.
Oh, he's shy.
I'm so preoccupied, especially when...
It's okay, I know how it feels right now.
I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rick Mal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
You didn't bother getting the flower that his dad had? I guess that wouldn't really be a good thing. Considering that's probably what's going to bring back memories of his
Be safe.
of his former empire. Okay. Another excitingly boring fetch quest. Welcome to Final Fantasy XVI. Okay. No more side quests here. So let's go to the world map. And let's start with what? We have the one here at Isla. Let's do this one first. Comment. I love you, bud, but can you not sit directly in front of my line of sight? I literally cannot see the screen past your furry ass. Excuse me, sir. Lay. Thank you. The joys of having the feline, the flame-furred ball of fury, huh? It's okay. I pick on him, but I wouldn't be anywhere. I would not be here without him. Kick a box. Why is it so damn quiet? Where's the music? I didn't somehow turn the music off, did I? No, music is on. I was wondering why I haven't gotten the victory fanfare either. Like, I don't think I've heard it since, God, like maybe the first Mother Crystal? Maybe? Akashic mud crab. Blue trifle. Oh, I actually did. I got hit and it didn't get interrupted? That's shocking. $74,872 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's with all of my supers, Zansetsuken and a Dancing Steel. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Close to leveling. Let's see if we can get a level here by fighting a few more enemies in this area. Purple what? Purple Bavarois? Nice. Oh, another one. All right. Level 5, nice. I was shredding through these guys at a stagger really quick. Dude. Nice. What level's up? Maybe 48. Nice, very nice.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
But there's a lindworm here that gets priority. Flowers can wait. Oh, I missed. My damage is not going to be as high this time because everything's in the middle of cooldown. Nice. Now we can look for flowers.
Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Okay, what else we got? That's all in this area. All right. What do we have in Baklad? Three's Company. I don't see that one. Oh, the top three, obviously. Revazed. There's so many that aren't even on the list. There's Martha's Rest. There we go.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
I just gotta search for people around here? Okay. I don't know why they put marks on the shops, but I know they don't have anything. Well, they might have like new salvage items that I haven't gotten, so fine. Whatever. Or, yeah, trash is what I was thinking of.
Thanks very much. There you go. Take care out there, eh?
Just because the heavens have gone to wreck.
So, hey, anybody around here know anything about a silver chocobo? Or as you guys call it, chocobos, because you know, you gotta be different and weird. Cause y'all speaking the ye old English. Nobody in here.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a bandit.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies.
Need to be offended by my question,
Fancies
jeez.
you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Wow. Alright. Here you go, Darth. Try that again. Thank you, Darth. Any merchants here? Looking for merchants. Oh, I'll kick this box in the process. Merchants! Looking for merchants!
Doesn't still hurt.
Usually merchants are the ones screaming out what they have for sale. We're selling shit here, curatives, restoratives, and omnipothuses. Never mind, a joke failed.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine.
A what?
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their
Did she just snort?
If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest.
I know it's a little
discovered.
hypocritical of me to point that out considering I'm sniffling, but Jesus.
Thank you anyway. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here.
Search for the abandoned shack off Rhiannon's Ride. Alright.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a
Bandercurl? A bandercurl. That's a thing? A bandercurl? That's scary.
Can hardly make out a blooming thing. For a sunny
Oh. Hand of Hyperion. This ancient menhir awaits a harrowing trial in which Clive must race to overcome a host of deadly foes, wielding the blessing of but a single icon, the Phoenix. No, I already know. There's an incredulous snort. You do that when talking about something ironic or ridiculous. Oh, I know what she did, but it was just kind of like surprising they actually had that in there. Not very often you get those types of like nasal sound effects on an NPC character. Although of the abilities that I have, I would probably have the easiest time with this one. Even though I had a really easy time using Shiva's trial. Alright, fuck it. Not that we really get anything out of this. I don't recall even what I got last time. I don't think it was actually anything any good. Rising Flames and Scarlet Cyclone. Okay, I'm familiar with both of those. You should try Baldur's Gate 3, best voice acting in accordance with the lore of the character. Oh, I intend to play it at some point. I just gotta get it. But I hear it's really good. You give me Phoenix Shift and I'm very good with it. Well, that I've always been good with the Phoenix shift. I like the ability to like instantly close on a target like a skill does. Next. Heat wave and Scarlet Cyclone. Okay, I didn't actually use heat wave, so this is going to be one I'm not entirely familiar with. Wave force is amplified upon dispelling magic, but it can be used normally, right? It looks like it. Comment. Thank you. Okay, forgot that he does it multiple times. Okay, do you want to accept my dodge buttons, game? Because I'm pressing them. Nice to give me a full HP recharge after every round. I don't know if it does or not. Or after every stage, I mean. She does not. I cannot heal. Alright, I don't know what my next things are. No point in me setting up equipment if I can't, I'm gonna if my no point in setting up equipment if my skills are gonna change. That's what I was trying to say. Goddamn. You get the words out. Heat wave and flames of rebirth. Okay. Of course, I don't have those. Why would I? Why would I have those? Well, plus I can use Laser Reaver to heal right away. That's true. But it looks like I do get a full... Oh, I don't. Okay, never mind. Holy crap, that hit a lot. Where's the heal? Where's the heal? Excuse me, where's the heal? Okay, that probably could have gone a little better. Baron then? That's it? Rising Flames and Flames of Rebirth. Alright. Only mastered though. Only upgraded though. Okay. Damn it, I missed him. Little extra health would be nice right now. Damn it! He always teleports just before I pull off that move. Damn it, always, again. Just as I go for Rising Flame. There we go. I don't use Flames of Rebirth, but there you go. Okay, well that's 2 I've done. Alright, what am I looking for here? I forgot. Oh, right, abandoned shack.
They're not left by bandits for a change.
Choco tracks.
More tracks. And these look
Well, I've
fresh.
only found the earth, fire, and ice one. I don't know about the rest of them.
A chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is.
So I don't know how to find those others. I just happened to stumble across them. No, I know I failed the earth one.
Or anything. Well, I'll be damned.
Not gonna go out of my way to find them though. If I happen to stumble across them, great, but otherwise, I don't care. I only get a touch of experience on it and some gear, that's it. A little piece of an accessory that boosts one of those abilities that I just used during that trial.
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend.
They're like, okay, fine, but we're watching you, buddy.
Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds.
Actually, I need to restore my gear because I changed it for those fights. Which I was using Breath of the Wind for aerial blast cooldown. No, no, it wasn't. Heaven's Cloud damage buff. And I don't know if that's what I was using before, but I will now. Still want the this. Yeah, AP boost. Although I'm not really using AP anymore. I'm literally like I got 5,600 points and no place to really put it. I don't want to waste it on abilities I'm not using. Well, I guess I'll just get me something else. Judgment Bolt, Upheaval, Thunderstorm, Favor of the Earth, Mission. Oh, I'll get my aerial blast back, I guess. All right. All right, so now we gotta go back to Old Hill, or over to Old Hill for whatever's over here.
It's well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
Sometimes you just go find a box and you pick something up off the box. That's what you need. Gloom Widow. Gloom Widow. Wait. Is there more in there? Oh, there were.
This should be enough.
You sure? Board rowboat. We have to fight a giant fish with and throw harpoons at it.
Still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you were a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy.
Uh,
I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy.
Shift. Ugh.
This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal?
How'd the dog get up the ladder? I guess he could jump. We have seen him jump pretty damn high.
Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either.
I'm not crying, chat. You're crying, chat. Shut up.
That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming.
All right.
I think I know where we're going.
Well, that makes one of us. A view of the Rosarian Castle.
People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
Increase Torgal's attack potency. Nice.
Sorry for the wait. We're ready.
All right. Let's go to... Let's go to here. Let's just kind of sweep our way across the map.
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe and provided for and loved. The Hideaway.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Of course they are. Conveniently the time of year.
But Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them.
I'll go fight them. I don't mind the free experience.
No time to lose.
No. I'll go fight them.
Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
This is going to be his redemption arc.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
Okay.
You have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside?
Ah, it's you.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
Ferda, where are you? Oh, Ferdy!
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lupin raving about now?
Clive's working out. Dodge left, dodge right, dodge left, dodge right, dodge left, dodge right, dodge left, dodge right. I know the town's in utter panic, but I need to check on my trader real quick. Okay, I'm good. Thanks.
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Ferda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Blue Boy is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
Now what? Are they trying to hang him in the square for throwing out so many horrible lies about the Akashic approaching?
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die! Huh?
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far, far away!
Run!
Just go, Bearer!
Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Sorry, I'm allergic to stupid people.
Wait, someone's coming.
Go!
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him!
Oh, you hit a couple of kids, now you feel bad. Okay. Of course, they were there for long enough you would have noticed, but okay.
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
The streets are clean while it's covered in dust right there. Okay.
Around here. And none of you ever say thank you. Ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
I don't think he's smiling right now because he's still dealing with a concussion.
He's going! And you act like he doesn't even exist!
Yes, right. Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Welcome back, man. Yeah, I've kind of been having issues. Well, it's not really Twitch issues, but internet issues. So you've been having issues with the stream, and kind of makes me think it's mine. But I haven't dropped any frames, so.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy.
The story isn't bad. It's a very slow burn throughout what I feel is most of the game. The only good, like the really, really good parts have been the icon fights and most of the boss fights, even the ones outside the icon fights. And the combat is really fun, but
utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we just knew how and where they were likely to attack.
the side quests is what killed this game for me. A lot of the side quests are just so bad.
The town guard will muster at the north gate.
They have a lot of them are the stereotypical RPG side quests. Go fetch this. Go pick up this thing and take it to this person. Go here and get this thing and then come back and bring it to this person. There was so many early on where it's like, I mean, it's a little bit of world building, but unfortunately it follows the same boring ass thing where you go and you go to this town and this person says, I'm trying to help the bearers because they're they're downtrodden, they're being treated as at best third-class citizens and so forth. So here, do this for them to make them feel a little bit better, and then you go take them some food, but they still remain slaves. Or you find some slaves that have already been freed, and you go and tell them they're welcome to be here at this place, and they're, oh, okay, thank you, and then that's it. It's just like, the side quests in this game are just so bad.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into
the Torgal part? If you mean like the Torgal side quest where we go to like a secret hideaway in that's just Clive and Torgal? Yeah, we just did that.
The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be.
I take FF16 quest up for raising and racing chocobos. Oh, I've never done that in 7.
How pleasant.
I actually have never actually done the raising the chocobo breeding side quest.
Will be particularly stubborn.
So, but I'm sure it's probably tedious as hell too.
All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's.
I feel I would have enjoyed this game more had I skipped a majority of the side quests.
Looks like everyone's
ready. Pretty awesome.
Waiting.
I even gave him a different skin to kind of match what that looks like now. All right, so make for Cheratina, whatever.
Good. That will keep some of them. Any man sighting an Akashic is to raise the alarm.
And this game's visuals Oh my god, this game is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's actually a pretty common thing. It's common knowledge that every new entry in the Final Fantasy franchise it always looks a little bit better than the previous in some way or another. You know, take a look at like 15 versus 13. 16 versus 15. Not that 13, 15, or 13 or 15 look bad, but they looked very, very good for their time. And this game is no exception to that rule. 16 looks incredible. A little less open world than I was kind of expecting it to be, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just got used to like Rebirth style of open world. And like I said, the combat is great. The combat is great. It's very fun, very satisfying. I just felt like the story took too long to actually get somewhere good, and it's just the pacing. Here's the problem: the pacing of the game. The pacing of the story is just kind of all over the place. You've got really good moments followed by some really slow, boring ass moments, a lot of talking, a lot of slow presentation, and then hey, back to some boss fights. Hey, this is really fun and really action packed, and then really slow and back down to really just I played 15. I did. I played all the Final Fantasies except 11. While I haven't finished 14, but I have played 14. But I played all the the numbered Final Fantasies. I played 15 both back when it was still the vanilla as well as the Royal Edition version. And all the side quests, the DLC quests that came with it. Shit. Ow. In Final Fantasy, a fan like me, what are your best combat and character progression methods you've seen ranked? Well, I kind of feel that's a little bit of an apples and oranges type of comparison, because you've got basically two, sometimes almost three different genres, of game when it comes to the Final Fantasy franchise. You've got turn-based JRPG, and you've got the more action-style JRPGs of like 15 and 16. And I feel you can't really compare the two of them because they are basically two different genres of RPG. Because really, if you really want to put a needle on the head, you can't really say 7 is better than 16 just because it's got a turn-based battle system. That's not very fair, because that is two completely separate types of game. Now, you can compare 1 through 10, because they, to an extent 13, because of their turn-based systems. And that's all a matter of like personal preference.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
I feel like to say what the best is hard to say, but I can say what I feel is the easiest is Final Fantasy X, because of its, not only is it turn-based, I don't really feel,
Seems that might be the last.
12.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubo, Clive has returned.
12 is not really turn-based in my opinion. It's
from Charatina?
It's done.
It's really a single-player MMO. It's single-player Final Fantasy XI.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
15 and 16 are the only more action RPG type. Yeah, I mean,
The Horde has been driven back.
12 and 13
And we need not
are
fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
I would say, that's why I say Final Fantasy really is like 3 different genres of RPG, because you've got turn-based RPGs, you've got action RPGs like 15 and 16, and then you've got like action turn-based RPG, which I would count 12 and 13 as that style, because it's still, yes, turn-based in the fact that there's an ATB bar, and when it's their turn, you're actually, you are attacking, and there's not really much countering you do while they're attacking and whatnot. But while your enemies are attacking, so can you.
You do remember.
It's turn-based into your progressing, reprogramming your skills. The Gambit system was great. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. The Gambit system was what one of what I have played of 12. I can agree that the Gambit system was certainly very fun. I pretty much just kept my party members with gambits, and I controlled the main character, which most of the time I think I was playing as Bosch, at least where I had like full party member access. I feel like the license system was pretty fun. It was like a sort of almost a smarter, if you will, version of the Sphere Grid system, because each license board was directly connected to the classes.
And I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will.
But it was I felt it was still very kind of, as far as like actual combat and actually the gameplay itself, I feel 12 is kind of stiff. I think it's just because there's not a lot of like.
I will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end.
I guess it's just like there's not a lot of crazy animations, Usually, whenever you're whenever you're fighting in 12, it's always you're standing there in a combat stance and you attack once. Stand there, attack. Stand there, attack. Oh, you need to cast magic. There wasn't like a whole lot of wild action. It was very, very much Final Fantasy XI in single-player form.
And we have
13 had all kinds of crazy animations with their combat.
to work for the good of Dalimil.
Even the turn-based RPGs of like 7, 8, 9, 10, those are definitely much more, wild with their animations. It's not all just. It just felt very stiff and slow.
My ship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat?
But it did kind of fit the world, so I guess it makes sense.
How fickle fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalamil in disgrace.
Are you comfortable, comment? 13 was button mash. All the characters were essentially the same after you maxed everything. Well, that could be said about pretty much any Final Fantasy game that. Well, I was going to put a qualifier on it. You can say it just about any Final Fantasy game for the most part. You max out the sphere grid, short of their like limit breaks or their overdrives, as it's called. You max out the sphere grid, every character in Final Fantasy X is basically the same.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children.
Love 13, but losing the identity what makes the characters unique. I think in the early game, like through the main story, I think each character had a very fitting role that they filled out properly if you knew how to use the combat system effectively. Like, you didn't try to build, say, Snow with a lot of saboteur or synergist skills. Eventually, yes, they did unlock all the classes, but you primarily made Snow as a tanker and as a commando, and a little bit of Ravager. Lightning, you made her commando, Ravager, and a little bit of medic. Hope, you had medic and Ravager, and a little bit of saboteur, a little bit of synergist, you know? So they had their primary roles in 13. And I feel like, especially when you mastered the combat system and really learned like how you want to set up each party to each paradigm to work with how you wanted to approach a certain battle, it really added a lot more variety to 13's combat. I've said this many times before. 13 is a difficult battle system to learn, but easy to master, because once you've figured out how it works, you can master it very easily and wipe the floor with a lot of enemies, even though a lot of enemies are extremely challenging. 12, you are locked in with the job you picked. I believe that's true. It's been a long time. I said it's been a long time. I played 12 not really recently, but within the past like couple of years. And I feel like there was some kind of thing that you could do to unlock the different job classes. And in that manner, you could it's sort of like Final Fantasy, what is it, Final Fantasy 1 or 3, that, I think it's 3, where you could essentially take a character and give them whatever class or classes that you wanted to give them. And 12 kind of did that. So if you wanted to make Vaughn in your party, which was a mistake to begin with because he's such a terrible character, but if you wanted Vaughn to be a black mage, you could do that, and there you go. If you wanted Fran to be a warrior, you could do that, there you go. Kind of the same with like Final Fantasy, I think I said 3, that you could just set your characters to be whatever classes you wanted. I feel like the best combat systems, I guess I can say this, the best combat systems are the ones that that sort of force your characters into their roles. And I think 10, again, does that the best, because you have a dedicated speed attacker with Titus, you have a dedicated piercing attacker with Auron, you have Black Mage in Lulu, White Mage and Summoner with Yuna, you've got your Thief with Riku, and you've got your ranged attacker with Wakka. That is great. That is the great way to do it. You give, not only does each character have their own personality in the story, but they also have a specific role that fits that character's personality as well. Wakka is a blitzball player, so sure, he's a ranged attacker that uses his blitzball as a weapon. Makes a ton of sense. Titus is a fast sword wielder, that's good for keeping up with fast enemies. Good. Downside to that whole thing is it's very much a rock, paper, scissors type combat system in 10. You have your enemies that one character is pretty much specifically used to kill. The fast enemy, the fast little like wolf enemies are Titus's thing. Anything that's a flan or a magical element is Lulu's thing. Any flying enemies is Wakka's thing. Anything with heavy armor is Auron's thing. Even Riku has her own thing with her thief ability. You go up against a Machina, you have her use her steal ability, and they literally fall apart. So there's an up and down side of both of those. The fact that once you see a group of enemies appear in front of you, okay, you've got a Flan, a Flyer, and a Raldo, or whatever it's called, an armored enemy. Okay, well you need Lulu, you need Orin, and you need Waka. It's just that easy. It's just that simple. There wasn't really a whole lot of like an enemy that appears or a group of enemy that appears, and you kind of have to mix up what you do. Unfortunately, it's kind of a thing. 7, 8, 12, all kind of fall under like the opposite end of that scale. I would say 8 is probably the worst of those three. Every character in 7 has a generalized build. Yes, they have a few better stats than other characters among the others. Like say, Barrett has the highest HP because he's a big muscular dude. Cloud has, I think, the highest strength stat because he's a fucking soldier, right? Or at least built like a soldier. Aerith has the best magic stat. Now, again, does that make Aerith the best mage? Yeah, to an extent, but her magic stat is not like amazingly better than everybody else's. It is the best of the group, but it's like a race between the top, it's a race between the top 9, and they're all very close to first place, And the fact that you can move around the materia at will, so you can make anybody a mage. You can make anybody a death blow user because anybody can use death blow. Again, there are some advantages to using certain materia on certain people, but that's how 7 is. 8 is very much the same manner as well. You can put any number of GFs on a particular character, and whatever magic you junction to them changes their stats accordingly, and those stats change the exact same on every character. You put Firaga on strength on Squall, it'll increase his stats his strength stat the exact same amount as it will if you put that Firaga on a strength stat on Selfie. If I'm distracting you, that's fine. That's what they're called, chatty streamers. I'm a chatty streamer sometimes, so the people on YouTube are probably going to be irritated by the fact that this is going to be on the recording, but not like anybody watches my videos anyway. But that's just, I feel like of those, if I were to say what the worst build crafting system is for characters, I honestly would have to probably lean toward 8, even though it is the most flexible because of that fact, because some of the same way 7 is probably one of the most flexible because you can put any kind of a setup on somebody and they'll be just as good as anybody else. 7 and 8 kind of both have that same problem, so to speak, but I feel 8 is the worst of that. Yeah, I can see how that can be the only reason I don't entirely disagree is because 2, you can play 2 without ever using or needing mage classes. You don't need a black mage, you don't need a white mage. If you just load up on healing items, you can just make everybody a strong warrior class and just start attacking all the time and then throwing out healing with potions. Not always the best idea, but it is there. So I can, as far as like unique characters and unique setups, yeah, I can say 2 is probably the worst. 3 is probably just a little bit ahead of that in that fact, because again, like I said, in regards to picking classes, you can make every character the same class and play that way for the entirety of the game, and nothing's really going to really be much of a problem. I did warrior or monk. I forget which one I did. I might have done monk. I think I did monk throughout like the vast majority of the game until I unlocked dragoon. And then all my characters were dragoons throughout the entire game. I even beat the final bosses all dragoons. So, for three's combat system to be special, you have to force it. You have to make your characters go a certain way. You have to deliberately make a character a black mage. You have to deliberately make a character a white mage, and so forth. You can't you can't take advantage of a specific character's role because they all have the same roles. It's sad, though, to see some of the trends of Final Fantasy moving towards action. They are just old things, so they're familiar with changing to something else. I partially agree, but I partially disagree, because it's all the fact that Final Fantasy is... How can I put it? The words are in my head, but I can't translate them into English. Final Fantasy is evolving into more action because that's what's a little more common in the world of RPGs. Yeah, they've always adapted. Yeah, Final Fantasy is always is evolving into action RPGs because action games are the more popular thing. Turn-based RPGs like the old Final Fantasies from 7, 6 and backwards, like 8 and backwards, 10 and backwards, they are not common nowadays. And anybody who, and I'm not directing this line at you specifically, Red, but anybody who's ever complained about Final Fantasy not being turn-based anymore, I've always wanted to point out that Final Fantasy is not the only RPG series in existence. There is a number of fantastic RPG series that still do, as far as I'm aware, turn-based JRPG combat. Tales of series is a good example. You mentioned it with you mentioned the Tales of. I didn't know Baldur's Gate was turn-based, but yeah, they're slightly older now. They're on the Xbox 360, but there's Blue Dragon. There's the other one that's really obscure, Eternal Sonata. You know, those are two. Here's something that's actually more recent, even if it's a more of an indie title. Sea of Stars. Those are all turn-based JRPGs, and they're all great. Granted, they're not series, but they're great. So, you know, being a Final Fantasy fan, I can see how the draw away from JRPGs, a turn-based JRPG, is kind of sad, but you also have to remember there are it's not like they've stopped existing altogether. It's not like, oh, Final Fantasy is now all action RPGs. No more JRPGs ever. We're never going to see turn-based ever again. They still exist. And they're still going to exist. There's going to be developers who are going to make JRPGs. I'm one of them. Granted, yes, I know I'm an indie developer, but I'm one of them. I'm making turn-based JRPG. Hello. That's just me. I haven't played Lost Odyssey. That's pretty good. But I hear it's good. Other JRPGs that are turn-based are common. The Dragon Quest is Dragon Quest. For some reason, I never thought of Dragon Quest. Tales of Hyperdimension. What about? I've heard of this series, but I haven't actually played it. What about the Dot Hack series? You know anything about Dot Hack? I love 16, it's awesome, and I have lots of time in 11 and 14. Yeah, I'm well aware how much time you've got in 14. Good God, I've seen all the stuff you do. Whew. The thing about 14 and 11 for me is that they're MMOs, and I don't really have a lot of interest in putting a lot of investing a lot of time into them, especially since a lot of my time is spent creating content in some way, whether it's here for streaming or whether I'm making my own game in RPG Maker. I don't really have the time to set aside and focus on a literally never-ending game like an MMO, like a Final Fantasy 11 or 14. I have MMOs that I do occasionally visit, and I would like to play some every once in a while on stream. That would be Star Trek Online, Star Wars The Old Republic, City of Heroes. 14 is among those as well. It's just a little bit more difficult to do because it's a subscription. I do have the subscription service, so it's a little bit more difficult to do. So, but I still haven't touched any of those games in a very long time. That's mostly because I like having more variety in my games that I play as well as what I stream. And MMOs, you kind of have to dedicate yourself to one game. That's just their nature, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just their nature, and I don't really have that kind of. I'm not willing to do that kind of commitment. So yeah. I think I have one more point I wanted to get to, but I don't remember what it is. But yeah. So again, I apologize to the YouTubers again for stopping all of a sudden for a long chat. But sometimes it's going to happen in these videos. If you don't like it, go find somebody else's video to watch. That's just how I roll, dog. Can you tell I'm white? All right. Krita. Vaz is probably closer. I need to turn around and go this way. I will say that I didn't really know what to expect when it came to this Final Fantasy game because I only played the demo and never watched anybody else play it. But I have to say, kind of disappointed. I'll be honest. Kind of disappointed. And it may be because I'm slightly biased in the fact that it's very difficult for me not to compare this to Rebirth because I enjoyed Rebirth so much and I love the Final Fantasy VII universe. Oh, hello.
It looks like we found it.
I would definitely not recommend this as somebody's first Final Fantasy game because of its story being so slow and drawn out. But I cannot lie about the battle system and the visuals. Easily the best looking game in the franchise, by far. I can't imagine how much better this game looks on PC. Like a really proper PC build, I'm sure this game looks phenomenal. I did not mean to do that. 87,000 damage. That's a new record. Atlanta shell. Nice.
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Not just yet. We have more side quests to get into. Because this is the final chapter. They load you with side quests.
Welcome, welcome. Go safely.
Tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. I'm my own man. I'm Clive Rossfield, damn it. I got poofy hair. Where am I going? Not the correct direction. That's where I'm going. Vicky. Sup, Altair? Or Ezia, whichever one wears that outfit.
I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes.
Probably one of the best fleshed out characters in the entirety of Final Fantasy. I can agree. He's also the oldest. Did you ever think about that?
If you would do us the honor, my lord.
He's actually the oldest of the main protagonists in the Final Fantasy franchise. Because he starts at the age of 15, and then like there's a 13-year gap with the beginning of the game, and then 5 years after that. So 18 years has passed since then. So that makes him 33. Yeah, it makes him 33. That's the oldest. He's the oldest main character of the Final Fantasy franchise. Noctis, I think, is 28 at the end of 15. Because I think he's 18 during the events of younger Noctis, I guess. And then after the 10-year time skip regarding the being in the crystal, that's still, I think he's only 28 at that point. Yeah. Yeah, I think Noctis was only, I think he was 18 during the main story of 15. My beloved sons, I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with all Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way. It shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you. Your father.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
His passing, you mean before he was beheaded in front of Joshua?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers, stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those.
How do you feel about that one girl, Clive's girlfriend?
And the founding of a new university.
Jill.
Of non-magical technologies. With the Blights.
She isn't a bad character.
Across the twins.
I like how she had her own, like, Luna Freya. No, that's Noctis's girlfriend. Which honestly, I was not into. Luna Freya is not attractive to me at all. No, I'm all RNA all the way.
Had he not, he would never have written this message.
But
nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful.
I do like Jill's own demon
shielded you from the
demon story. Like, she has her own demons that she's dealing with. The fact she's dealing with dealing with her past of being essentially a weapon for the Iron Blood Kingdom. The murder of innocents as well as even children, and finally going back and killing the man that forced her to be that way.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is.
And I think she's a nice,
after all,
nice love interest for Clive.
My predecessor extended only.
But there's not much. There's not much about her. There's not a whole lot of depth.
With the one who might execute it, or a part of it, at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Bosch had great depth too. Yeah. The fact that he was imprisoned, even though his twin brother was the one that did all the bad things that started all the stuff in 12. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played 12. Here. But yeah, I don't dislike Jill. I don't hate Jill. I don't think she's a bad character. I just don't feel. Honestly, here's the best way I can describe it. I don't really feel anything for Jill. I don't feel positively toward her. I don't feel negatively toward her. I don't find her even like. I mean, I think she's more attractive than Luna Freya, since we brought that up. I think she's cute, but I don't think she is a very attractive character as far as like visually. Her skills are kind of cool, but I just don't really feel anything toward Jill at all. Like, she's just there. That's all I feel about Jill. I really appreciate that you and I can go toe to toe with this, because it's 30 plus years of life here. I mean, maybe for me, not quite 30 years. I really didn't get into video games as much as I wanted to, as in my youth, because I had a father that was all like, video games, the bane of all existence, they turn your brain to mush and all that bullshit. So I really didn't get, heavily into games as much as I wanted to until I was 18. But I can agree. You don't feel the same as Aerith. Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, Aerith, while I'm Tifa, I'm Team Tifa, without a doubt. And it's not just because she's got like triple D breasts, and yes, I do know that fact because I have looked this up. But set that aside for a second. Even if she wasn't, I would still be Team Tifa over Team Aerith, because Aerith, while she's cute and she's charming and she has a mystery to her with the fact that she's a Cetra and all that, there wasn't really anything that drew me to her. I think it's because she's too, in a way, sort of pretty princess for me. She's too, I don't want to say damsel in distress, because she can handle herself pretty well, but she's just a little too pretty princess for me. Tifa is a little more, I feel like she's just a better character. Yes, well, I don't like the fact that she lied to Cloud throughout the majority of Final Fantasy VII until she was forced to reveal herself, her lie and whatnot, and holding back the truth from Cloud. While I don't care for that, I appreciate it because it is a part of her character. It is a way for her to it shows how much she cared about Cloud's well-being, even though it meant being dishonest with him, which is not ever really a good thing. Been playing Final Fantasy since I was 5. My first game was Final Fantasy 7, obviously, and I first played it fully myself. I think it was in 2000. It was on the PC version, because I've never actually played the original PlayStation version of Final Fantasy VII. That's the only version of OG7 that I've never played, is the original PlayStation version. I played the first PC version. I played the Steam version, obviously the PS4/PS5 version. Okay. 2. I haven't played the Switch version. So I guess there's 2 versions. But basically the Switch version is the Steam/PC version. I appreciate all the evolutions of quality of life over the years. Oh yeah, it's there. I would be absolutely lying if I had said that I don't every once in a while go and find one of those videos that are like evolution of insert Final Fantasy thing year that shows you the progression and evolution of a certain aspect of Final Fantasy. Even if it's something simple as like evolution of cactuars from Final Fantasy. 1, 2, 3, seeing a cactuar in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. Evolution of Shiva, evolution of Bahamut, evolution of Alexander, whomever. Final Fantasy 9 mods on Steam or Wild. I think it was a mod. It might have been an AI created image, but I'm pretty sure it could be a mod of Tifa and Aerith in either 7 Remake or Rebirth, probably Rebirth, dressed like Garnet from 9. Was just like, wow, that's a really good job with that mod. I mean, it was their head, their hair, but they had the rest of it was Garnet's outfit. And of course, obviously, Tifa fit it better than Aerith because she looks more like Tifa than she does like Aerith. Garnet does, I mean.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
And I intend to play a lot of 7 a lot more. I say a lot more, but I intend to play 7 more often. But I want to put like different mods in there and play in a certain way. Like I want to do like a no shopping run. Like I cannot use shops anywhere. Everything that you get, you have to obtain from drops or steals or morphs or whatever. Cannot use a shop for anything for any reason.
Connection to the Circle of Malleus.
There's a mod called the Necrosis mod. I want to do that.
By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
Yeah, Tactics.
So you sent one of your...
I played Tactics not that long ago. I think it's been a year or 2 now. And I was floored by how much I enjoyed it. I had a feeling I was going to like it because I like XCOM, and in a way, Tactics is like XCOM, just RPG instead of more like base management.
Though he has been silent for some days now.
But holy crap, I didn't realize I was going to enjoy it that much more.
Any others in search of him?
It was surprising how much I liked it. I didn't even do everything. I saw Aerith. That's all I really did.
Inform you of the situation.
The first time I saw her, I'm like, that character looks like Aerith. And then the text box popped up and said Flower Girl, and I'm like, that's fucking Aerith. You can't trick me.
When he might yet be saved.
Saw Final Fantasy VII Child's video, which dude leveled to the 99 Mako reactor. Yeah, I've seen that. Or I haven't seen that, but I've known that's a thing.
Can you be any more specific?
I can't imagine that kind of patience. I don't like grinding to get to high enough levels to do like the Dark Aeons and Penance in Final Fantasy X. There's no way in hell I'm going to do a challenge to get to level 99 in that one area where the enemies are giving you like 7 experience.
I expect it did so there.
Right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the Firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Now, okay, part of this is on me, so take this, what I'm about to say here, with a bit of a grain of salt, as the saying goes. I just got through talking, right? We were talking for the last few minutes about all the things we were just discussing. And yeah, obviously I couldn't pay attention to what was going on in this conversation here, but it was just so drawn out that everything that I said, we talked for so long, and this side quest conversation, this side quest conversation just kept going. It just finished. This is what I'm talking about this game's side quest. Is just they're just so drawn out. I know it's supposed to be world building or character building in some way, depending on the side quest, but again, look at something like Rebirth. Yes, there was a ton of side quests in Rebirth, but they all had a use, and they were all rather succinct and simple and to the point. There wasn't really, I can't really think of many, if any, side quests in Rebirth that made me go, oh, can I just be done with this now? There's a Kingdom Hearts 1-2 on the island. Oh, okay, yeah. That, I feel like that was the level 99 challenge for Kingdom Hearts on Destiny Island is actually would be easier than 7, because the experience required to level Sora is not very much. It doesn't require much to reach new levels in 7. Because there's a rather easy grind you can do at the top of the Lion King world, Pride Rock, that can easily get you to level 99. All you need is just use Graviga or Magnet. You have fun for 20 minutes while the characters talk. Yeah. I enjoy that a lot too. I mean, that's what I like to do. Is I like to talk about my opinions of stuff on games and whatnot. And sometimes I stop the game that I'm playing to do that talk, and that's just like I said, it's how I roll. It's what I do. That's me.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha.
It's like going out and making coffee while you're 70 nights of the round. Yeah.
For your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain...
Quadra magic doesn't work on Knights of the Round.
Gift you bring.
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain...
W7 does. Quadra magic doesn't.
Coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does on every other one.
It was taken from us even before they could be completed.
Knights is the only one that Quadra magic does not work on.
Each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remained incomplete.
I'm glad the PC versions and the PlayStation versions have the fast forward function.
Father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do.
Wish I could voice mod some of the characters from the side quests.
Simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made
Actually, you're just talking to the fart son or chipmunk.
Far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead?
I understand that it's I don't mean to keep bashing on this game, so I apologize if you're a fan of this game. But this one thing that bothers me about this game is the old English type of dialect and dialogue this game has. Especially when I'm trying to like read some of the dialogue, and they have that ye old English type grammar. It just annoys the hell out of me. Was your reaction when you discovered Joshua was alive? You teamed up with him. Well, I had a feeling that it was Joshua when Benedicta had him and Yote. Like way back in the early part of the game when we first saw the robed guy sitting there being held by Benedicta. I had a feeling then it was Joshua. So it really wasn't that big of a surprise when he was revealed. And there, one other thing. Again, I'm kind of picking at the game and bitching about it, but this game is predictable. There's been so many times I have like predicted or guessed something is about to happen, and that exact thing happens. A griffin. And it's just like, I don't know if it's just because that I'm, paying extra attention to the, I don't know, almost tropes, I guess, of this game, or games in general. But it's just, there were so many times I could see things happening, and it actually did. It's just like, that's not necessarily a good thing if I can guess it that often. Like, I knew we were going to get Shiva long before. Oh fuck! I forgot he's got that skill. His blowjob hurts more than my blowjob does. I knew we were going to get Shiva from Jill, and it was going to be either because she was injured or killed, even though I had a doubt it was going to be killed. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. She gave us Shiva. At the very beginning of the game, when we were at Phoenix Gate, when Clive and the other two guys caught up to Joshua and the Archduke at Phoenix Gate, I said, we're gonna get whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen here. We're all gonna be attacked, and at least Joshua, at least the dad's gonna be killed. So it was just kind of, I appreciate it when I'm able to guess the game, what's going to happen in the game like that. But on the other side of the coin, I'd like it better if it surprised me. And it was hardly any time this game surprised me. Oh yeah, all the 100% without a doubt, all of the summon fights have been phenomenally fun. Even the first one when you get a Freet, the one where you fight Benedicta as Clive on foot, oh my god, it was fantastic. The two fights against Mountain Man, Kupka, not Kefka. You sure like casting that Witch's Ladder shit a lot, don't you? hard difficulty. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't think I will, because I really don't have I don't really have much of a desire to play games on a hard difficulty. It's just not my thing.
That's better.
I never played Remake, I never played Rebirth on hard. I don't think I'm going to do this on hard either. I just really don't have a desire. That's one dead bird. Final Fantasy like this is really the only ones I do, honestly. I don't judge people that do it. That's great.
Is this the Heartstone? I expect
Ozma or the weapons. You know, that's something else. Is I've never like legitimately beaten Ruby and Emerald weapon in 7. Never. I never have. I beat them in a mod called New Threat because they were softened up for New Threat. And you're like super overpowered in New Threat. And I cheated a long time ago, back when I was terrible at video games. Yes, I was actually bad at much worse at video games than I am now. Am I going the right way? Oh, I need to go back to Temple War. Okay. But I've never actually like built up equipment or stats or anything to take on and beat Emerald and Ruby weapon. I just haven't. At some point in my life, I should really, as I have no platinums in any game, no platinums on the PlayStation, no platinum trophies. I really should just like make Final Fantasy VII my first platinum. Yeah, the Dark Aeons in 10 the HD version or the international version. The original US version of 10, the hardest enemy was Nemesis, which was a monster in the Monster Hunter, in the Monster Arena. That you could, it was one of the, like, once you beat you capture all the monsters, you defeat all the monsters in the arena, all their creations that come from capturing and reaching certain thresholds of captures in the monster arena, you beat all them, and then you get Nemesis, and then you fight Nemesis.
Oh, thank the
Dark Aeons and Penance was the international ultimate challenge. I'll probably never do that. Never in my life. That's just too much grinding for me to have the patience for.
Yes, this radiant luster.
And I've only played 9 once, so I never got to do anything related to side quests anywhere close to getting to Ozma.
Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly.
And I didn't fight Tiamat in 12.
I shall have the stone cut and set.
I didn't play the arena in 13 or in 10-2, or 13-2 for that matter.
The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will.
Heartstone is harder than garnet? Well, I bet Zidane would disagree.
Circling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed.
Tell your kids to keep it clean, or else the commander's going to come over and...
His heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was.
I don't know, I was going to make some kind of scary threat, but I just didn't have one.
Always be with you.
Thank you.
I'll shake my commander finger at them.
For remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
Okay, so we got some armor. Gives me a decent HP buff, but that's it. Nothing I'm really impressed with.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff. Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Alright. Visit Archduke Elwin's Memorial. Where is that? Well, nonetheless, I gotta go to Baklat anyway, so if that's what we need, then we'll go that way. Well, if I go the right direction.
Do you see that too?
Here.
Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
You can really see the crystal, can't you? That's going to be an interesting. I hope that's going. I hope that's going to be an interesting dungeon room to get there. All right, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have anything exciting worth fighting. So let's just hopefully this go a little quicker.
Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Are these guys in the way?
Cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your... Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
How about we start with a nice ho-wooshy whoosh? And then oh-wooshy whoosh. Y'all having fun up there? It's really fun watching them all just go, round and round and round in circles that they go. Where they stop, nobody knows.
A little longer than I'd have liked.
Like any child got a half-done job, so he gets to do some of it again.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as
Yeah.
our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions.
I talked about this before, too.
But I thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart.
I know this is very, very hypocritical of me to talk about, considering my stream and me just in general.
My lord,
but I just don't feel like the F word fits in Final Fantasy. Maybe in 15. Maybe in 15. It would have been, I think it would have been okay if there'd been like a fuck thrown out every once in a while from maybe Noctis or Gladio, something like that.
Before I agree
But
to anything.
I don't know, it just feels so unnatural and forced coming out of the characters in this game. Even in the most angriest moments.
From all this.
I don't know, it doesn't feel right.
Benefit from further chaos.
Played the side games. I've played a few. Obviously Tactics, 10-2, 13-2, Lightning Returns. I want to play World of Final Fantasy.
For the right reasons.
I played Dissidia, Duodecim. I need to finish Duodecim because I just did the, Lightning, Vaughn, Laguna, Tifa, Kane story.
In order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see.
Oh, those. Wait. How is Bushido Blade a Final Fantasy?
Certainly not the words I expected from an...
I've heard of Vagrant Story. I haven't played Xenogears.
Sure, Uncle was
I played Xenosaga. I need to go back and do those on stream. Air Guys. Air Guys just has Cloud and Tifa in it. It's not really a Final Fantasy game.
All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control.
Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial.
Yeah, the city of Duodecim was really good.
Restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
I would have given anything for Dissidia NT to have been good.
That I can bully some sense into a few generals, but those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honey,
Because I wanted to see, you know, all the characters that you see in Dissidia and Dissidia Duodecim, you know, in PS4, PS5 level quality. Whoo, it looks so good. But god damn, does that game suck.
What we need.
Play other Squaresoft side games. I've played a few Square games. Nier Automata, Nier Replicant.
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find.
There's probably a few Square games that I've forgotten about.
Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis.
Eternal Sonata is a great game. It really is. It's very unique in the fact that it's a JRPG, obviously fictional, but based on a real person, Frederic Chopin, the composer. It's supposedly like not supposedly. It's a story about a dream that went on in his head while he was suffering from tuberculosis.
I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No.
Yeah, heavily underrated and very obscure. Kind of feel the same way about Blue Dragon. I don't know. I mean, you mentioned that you've heard of it, but I don't know a lot of people that know about it.
I hope I can convince him at least.
I need to play both Blue Dragon and Eternal Sonata for stream. Okay. Do we have any more side quests here in this area? We do not. We can go here, where there's a will. That's got to be for the brothers. Yeah, Blue Dragon was good. One thing I liked about Blue Dragon was the fact that you could like sort of lasso in a group of enemies. So you're going around like the world map or whatever, and then you would like send out like a ring, and any enemies in that ring will become all encompassed into the next encounter.
That I'm less certain, especially knowing what we know now.
I didn't want to fight these Akasha Chocobos, but you know what, fuck that. Hironobu Sakaguchi was Chrono Trigger, right? You talking about Metaphor Fantasia? That's a Persona game, isn't it? Or is it just Persona in appearance? Which that's another series I would like to play. It's the Persona games. I feel like the Persona games is one of those things where like if you haven't played a Persona game, then you're kind of like giving side eye about it, you know? Like you haven't played a Persona game? Oh my god! How can you call yourself a video gamer? You know, and kind of how I feel about Persona. I mean, the difference being I want to play Persona. I kind of feel the same way to an extent, surprisingly, about Earthbound. I feel like when people ask me about Earthbound, they're shocked when I say that I haven't played Earthbound. Where the hell? Oh my god. It's down there. God damn it.
It's just back there.
convenient nobody came down here and stole the helmet.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting.
Yeah, they call it like Metaphor Fantasia or something like that.
He was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
His last game, Nobuo Uematsu, completely composed.
Even if it meant
gives me more incentive to play it then.
Gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Okay.
We won't lay you down.
Yeah, I want to play the Xenoblade Chronicles games as well. That's why I got a Switch so I can play some of the Nintendo exclusive stuff, things like Zeldas and Xenoblade Chronicles, things like that. Yeah, Octopath Traveler I hear is really good. Octopath Traveler, Bravely Default. Bravely Default is basically Final Fantasy just without the name, from what I've heard. Like they even have like Final Fantasy, like magic names, like Fyra, Fyraga, stuff like that. Okay, from what I heard, I could be wrong. Joshua has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. As opposed to what he's been doing up until this point? I'm a little confused by that statement. Really default, yeah. One I can say that I played firsthand that was fantastic. Sea of Stars. Fuck, that was awesome. Oh my god, that was so good. If you're even remotely a fan of Chrono Trigger or Super Mario RPG, you 100% need to play Sea of Stars. Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing a Fyraza. Star Ocean was good, yeah. I've only played Star Ocean till the end of time. I know they did a remake recently of is it the first? I think it's the first and second one. They call it First Departure and Second Departure R. We mentioned the Tales of games, which I want to do. I've only played Vesperia, but I need to do that again on stream. Oh, fuck me. Oh my god, really? Can we just not go into a burp fest? Or hiccups, I mean. Yes, kinda, and yes, to answer those three questions in order. I played 3, New Vegas, and 4. 3 3 and 4 were okay. I think I like 4 the best of those 3. New Vegas, I was extremely disappointed by. Didn't care for New Vegas at all. Yeah, Bioshocks aren't an RPG, but it's definitely fun. Absolutely. I've played all 3 of the Bioshocks. I intend to do them at some point on stream again. Or, yeah, on stream because I just recorded for YouTube. Didn't care for New Vegas. You mentioned Skyrim. I played a little bit of Skyrim. I didn't dislike Skyrim, but I just couldn't maintain interest. And it's kind of, I feel kind of bad saying that because I hear so many people loved Skyrim, and I think maybe I was a victim of believing too much of the hype. Like, people like everywhere always talk about how great Skyrim is and all this stuff, and I was expecting just a phenomenal, mind-blowing game. And while it wasn't bad, it wasn't a mind-blowing game to me. It was Fallout with magic instead of guns. And Borderlands, absolutely. But yeah, without a doubt. I bought the Pandora's box of Borderlands, which literally has every Borderlands game and DLC ever made in existence up until 2023. Obviously, it doesn't have Borderlands 4 for obvious reasons, but it has every other one, whether it's the RPG shooter, or if it's the Tales of games, the Tales of Borderlands games, the Telltales games. I literally have all of them, and I want to play them all. I've already played 1 and 2 a bunch, but yeah.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one
I think Wonderland's is in that collection, yeah.
Impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lost Wing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we can build new lives for ourselves. And if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire world?
Take a moment to look at this.
Argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
That's the wrong one.
Do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel
There it is.
wants to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde.
Those are the games that I have in my library right now. It's like 99% of them, I think, that I have access to right now, whether I got them downloaded for free via PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass or whatever, or I have on Steam. Those are literally all the games that I have in my control, in my possession right now, that I intend to play on stream. So, yeah, I'm well aware of how I'm on your side with the backlog stuff. Complete agreement. Complete understanding. How do I do that? I gotta go this way and then around. Yeah. I have Siphon Filter 1, 2, and I think 3. also have, I don't know if I put those on the list, but I think I have wild arms also. I played Grandia not that long ago. Grandia 1, phenomenal. Shoo-wee, phenomenally good. Will it taser my victims? Oh no. I might have too much fun with that. Take the shit out of that spider. There are so many comments wild. It means those are good games. It means we've got good taste. I need to get my hands on a copy of these games, but there's a couple of, actually there's 3 games that I really would like to find a copy of. They're all Transformers games. Transformers War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, which is its sequel, and then, you know, just not related to any at all, but Transformers Devastation.
Might this be Nickelbug?
I hear Transformers Devastation is really fun.
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
That's an elevator, though. That's an elevator to one of the fallen things.
Did you, too, heed the call?
Dude, what is wrong with your eyes? You need to stop smoking that meth, dude.
I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this where you live?
It is my home. The others, they...
I did, Red. I played it the day it came out. I played it for like 4 yeah, I think I played it for like 4 days straight. I haven't been back to it since I played it, but I really liked it. I really liked it. The Insect Glaive. Insect Glaive main, which is surprising considering I did not like the Insect Glaive in World and Rise.
And give themselves to the Lord.
Give themselves.
Pretty much anytime I play it from this point forward, I'm probably doing it off stream.
Cleanse us of our sins.
I mean, unless I'm playing with friends like BMO or you.
Let us be reborn in your loving arms. Free us from the torment of this mortal realm.
BMO's who got me into Monster Hunter, by the way.
They want to be saved.
The Fatalis Eye?
But did another foreigner
I didn't
come here?
fight Fatalis. I didn't get that far. I got to like one of the
Yes. He's staying at my house.
Yeah, BMO does. BMO plays. She plays. She got me into World, Rise, and Wilds. We both pre-ordered Wilds, and we played it together quite a bit.
At least the 3rd chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's playing it right now if she's off work. She's more into Monster Hunter than I am. Not saying that I dislike it, it's just she's into it way more than I am. It'll be unlikely if I go back to World or Rise, just because I'm, again, like I said, World and Rise are not really that interesting to me. It's really just more something I was able to play with BMO. Wilds was super fun though.
Excuse me.
We haven't, but we should.
Are you with the Undying?
Because too bad, I know you have Destiny. Too bad you didn't join us last weekend, last Friday. Every once in a while on a Friday, I'll do basically it's just a community game, but I'll do what I call Friday FVF, Friends versus Friends, where we'll play a community game against each other, like a competitive game. Not matchmaking, just against myself and my friends and stuff like that. Last weekend we did Destiny 2.
I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much
Okay,
less
man.
you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, the more my own faith began to falter. You have seen them at their prayers, have you not?
I was only slightly buzzed.
Devote themselves to the veneration of their...
It wore off pretty quick, so wasn't that drunk. You were welcome to have joined us if you had wanted to or were able to.
Wicked wills and reborn.
You might have said you were busy. I don't remember. Like you said, I was drunk.
Respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings. I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this...
All right, Red.
Different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream. That they might do their duty to their Lord. Even if it should keep me from doing my duty to mine.
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become a Kashik. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great...
I think the elevator just moved.
Something is happening.
I'll go find out what. Stay here.
All those villagers just became Akashic. Yep, I was right. Look at this place being flooded. Once again, I called it.
An ether flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready.
Whoosh! Just keep juggling him. Just keep juggling him. There we go. Swish, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh.
What now?
Boss time? Iron Giant. A flaming Iron Giant.
We meet again.
Titus? His name is Titus? Get down here! And then we'll send Tetrikin one more time. I was trying to get it before his stagger ran out, but I didn't get it in time.
Damn it.
Oh, he dead. Yeah, if only it was that easy. Clunk!
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment. Even if they must become a Kashyyyk in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
I'm sorry, how was this good? Sometime later.
They are saved. Founder. I should get this report to Cyril.
I mean, it was like right there, but whatever.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came. And their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be, only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
Funny he says that is our creed, and he's dressed like a assassin from Assassin's Creed.
Your creed. He died to save them, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will, the ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
Or a chakram is nice. Collect 6 signboards. Ooh, fucking raw. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm teabagging the planet. Okay. Looks like all the side quests are done for now, short of turning them all in. So let's do that.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his, but yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, Assuming Havel and Quentin can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man!
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal!
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the bloody outlaw!
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes, and I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Tri-Unity. Rutherford, Mike Will. Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall, and there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
Reduce Heaven's Cloud cooldown time by 2 seconds. That's not worth it. Alright.
What do you think that thing is?
Let's go over here. I don't think I fought any new. Ooh. Right. The Knight of the Splendid Heart. Okay, alright. The Grim Reaper. Right, okay. Masterless Marauder. The Wailing Banshee. Curse breakers came across this creature while searching for survivors near the abandoned village of Garnick. Misled by the abomination's appearance into thinking she might be a local woman, they went to offer help, but soon it was they who were seeking salvation. The survivors say they can still hear the screams, both of those of the white and those of their fallen comrades. Garnick Waloed. Okay. And those two are in Sandbreck. Okay. I think we'll turn in these quests, and assuming there are no more side quests after that, we'll call it a night, and we'll deal with the last of the hunts tomorrow, and possibly even the end game tomorrow.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Crystal's crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Oh, will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
I think something bit me on the leg. Oh, Dion.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time, then.
No. Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
What did he give me?
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Reduces Gigaflare cooldown time by 6 seconds. Man, if that had been increases Gigaflare damage, I would have been all for using that. Holy crap, that would have been so good. Increased damage for Gigaflare would have been super good. Alas, it is not. Open the door, get on the floor, everybody. Was the side like that always open? I thought that was a wall. Him to the bed.
Me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is,
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did, aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We make 'em up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let 'em know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced.
A swift half? Jesus Christ. Take it easy, man.
Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day, my mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over, what with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Clive's like, are you done?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
You learned from it, and here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
Well, Torgal did that, but...
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off.
I thought he was gonna puke over the side. That'd have been funny.
Thanks.
I had one too many. Maybe you're right, Clive. Maybe it is 10 too many. Or maybe 11, or... what number comes after 11? 47? I think that's right. Alright, let's deliver these materials to Mid, and we'll be done with side quest, probably? Short of the boss fights. The hunts. Which we'll do in the next episode.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are.
Obtained all available items from your patrons. Cool. Max that one out. Nice. Alright. Mid's gonna make the Enterprise fly, possibly.
Mid, tell me this is all you need.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need.
After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realized I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0.
And
a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would they... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
So close to being done. Alright. Almost there.
Has Midador mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly.
Sid, is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Actually, you're kind of close to right.
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you
I'm sleepy. Hurry up, hurry up, kids.
A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, A set of scales?
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Bag of bits?
We've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
That's unsettling.
I found it!
If it's that small, don't drop it.
We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
For God's sakes, don't drop that tiny gear.
Well, did they have it?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? It's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own, but with the right cog in the right place, well, you just wait and see.
The wings? You're actually going to put wings on it? You're actually going to make the Enterprise, like, fly? Like...
That should do it.
Wow, she is actually making the Enterprise from one of the, like, Final Fantasy 1, I think. With the spinning blades and everything.
Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one. So that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Somehow I get the feeling that's supposed to be a reference to like one of the earlier Final Fantasies, but I don't get it.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Okay. Oh no! Come on, there's a side quest. The side quest at my freaking chambers. I thought I was done. Oh my god. Why me? Oh, why me? Put all the shit up here. Nota thinks, my Lord Marquis, I write to thank you for the kind consideration you have shown for those whose names are written within the pages of the Book of Martyrs. I know that it would move them deeply to know that the first shield of the Phoenix laments their passing. Though each and every member of our order stands ready to sacrifice their lives in service of the Phoenix, I do not doubt that those who are taken before their time go with regret for the long years of duty left undone. That they should live on in the memory of a proud son of House Rossfield, such as yourself, shall surely go some way to soothing their sorrows. That's a lot of sisses all together at once. La 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 la. Do you remember what you told me that night at Phoenix Gate? That while the fate of Rosaria sits on my shoulders, the fate of its dominance sits upon yours. But are we not both dominants of fire? Does not the flame of our forebears burn in both our hearts? Should I not protect you as you protected me? You have chosen to be my shield, and let me choose to be yours. Is this not what our father wanted? What Sid wanted? To cast aside fate and forge our own paths? Sorry, I am tired. Grant me this, Clive. Let me be your strength. Okay? Let's do that one in a second. I'm not so foolish to believe that a single shaming at the hands of the town urchins can dispel a lifetime of hatred built up in one's heart, just as a pot cannot be made clean by reminding it of its crime. It takes effort, persistence, and more often than not, a stiff brush and a bucket of lye. But more than that, it takes time. Fortunately, your courage and leadership has granted us just that. We must now decide whether to embrace or to waste it. A wise man once said the night is always darkest before dawn. It is a good thing I then count one who burns so bright amongst my friends. The two of you have been together for what probably feels like a lifetime now, but there is still a lot you have to learn about that hound of yours. He'd step in front of a bloody raging behemoth if it meant protecting you, but that don't mean you should take it for granted. At the end of the day, he's a hound, and sometimes he just wants someone to pat his head and rub his belly and give him a handful of Kupo nuts. You do good to remember that. Okay. Clive, it occurs to me that a single word of thanks does not nearly suffice to express my gratitude for reuniting me with from a distance. The tome made me who I am today, and yet I thought I should never set eyes upon it again. That those who took it from me had forever robbed me of a part of myself. But now I am whole again, thanks to you. I regret that I can only fill the gaps in your knowledge, and not the holes in your soul, for which reason I shall ever be in your debt. All right. Though her icon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on her heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we not seek to lighten that burden, even if only but a fraction, before we depart for the skies. I will speak on this more in private.
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
Shouldn't you go speak with her too? But, okay. All right. Well, I am too tired to do this mission, so we're going to do that one next time, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be it once we do. Completed. There's 2 marks over there, right? We still have the 2 marks we got to do in St. Breck. There's 2 marks in... Oh, yeah, that's right, because they're... Yeah, right. So we have a few more... few more hunts to do, and we'll do those in the next episode. Boosh. Okay. Thank you all so very much for coming out. I hope you all enjoyed that. I do apologize for it being nothing but me talking about my opinions on Final Fantasy games and nothing but side quests. Like, truly nothing but side quests. We have just 1 more side quest left to do. And then we will be doing most likely the hunts and then the end game. I'm pretty sure that's what we'll be down to. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to catch us live, if you're watching on YouTube rather, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to catch us live, we're over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Commander Krim. If you're watching on Twitch, you want to see what I have over on YouTube, lots of videos, hopefully lots of things to make you laugh at. YouTube.com/@Commander Krim is where you'll find it all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.